In this clip, I refer to Colonel Saunders as the CO of the 387th Bomb Group and the pilot of the crashed aircraft. This is incorrect. It was, of course, Lieutenant Colonel Thomas Seymour.
One of the other bomb groups that was operating in North Essex was the 387th Bomb Group, and they were operating from an airfield at Chippenonga. Very few of the remains are still extant there, but you can see a few of the parts of the runway and so forth, but not very much. One of the characters there, one of the commanding officer there, in fact, was Colonel Saunders. And the day before they moved base to another site, he took up an aircraft, he took up a Marauder. He took it up on his own. Why did he do that? Nobody ever knows. He was flying it and he lost an engine. And this illustrates what happens. He was on his own in the aircraft, despite those orders that three personnel should be there. He lost one engine and he crashed. And we have today, that's still surviving, a chap called Derek Aspinall, who's now in his 90s. And he and his brother actually developed a museum which was based at Donga for many years. Derek kindly passed on to us the collection of uniforms that had accumulated, which related to personnel that had operated Marauders, be it air crew or be they a humble corporal military policeman who guarded the base, Corporal Freebo, whose uniform we have here in our collection. So we have several uniforms relating to Marauder operatives, albeit not from this particular base, but from another base. They were all, shall we say, Marauder men. The role of women in the Air Force, they did have women in the American bases, less so. I don't think they had any at Boxted, but certainly there were some at Elscombe, where the 323rd were based, because they used the house, the Jacobean Mansion House, which was pulled down in 1952, a dozen or more country houses that were lost to us after the war as a result of post-war changes. People couldn't afford to carry on looking after them, couldn't afford the expense of running them. But in the war, that only became the headquarters of the 8th Air Force. So not only was it running 323rd Bomb Group, but it was also operating the whole bomb group, the whole Air Force that was operating all these bombers. So it was a very important airfield there. Earlier, I digressed when I was talking about Saunders' aircraft crashing. Derek Aspinall, as a young lad, actually witnessed the crash. Afterwards, he assisted in the search for the engine remains for the inquiry. They were not found at the time, but decades later were recovered, and Derek was present, and he then refurbished them. And we have the engine spinner and reduction gear on display in our museum.